Hello everyone. We have a game with the white pieces against model 3113 rated 1000. We put the knight on f3 so we can prepare the pawn push e4, and he stops us by developing his bishop, controlling that square. I want to harass this bishop. It's a very early bishop development. So I'm going to play this move f3, which you've seen in some of my games after I play e3, so I can harass the bishop. He just develops the knight, pressuring the center, saying, hey, I'm going to do Jobava London ideas against you. That's not a problem though. So in our other Jobava London games, when we have already played e3 and they've already developed the knight, we harass with the g-pawn only because it's impossible for us to play e4 without hanging the pawn. In this situation, he has not committed the knight, so we can, instead of playing g4, harass the bishop in the center with e4 because it's supported enough times. And now he still has to move it, and we get both pawns in the center, transforming the position and the pawn structure. He moves back, and now you have to notice this pawn is hit twice, but we want to develop anyway, so might as well defend. And now we have a perfect center. He lifts the queen so that he could probably long castle, which makes a lot of sense. We have lots of different options. We can develop with this threat slash pin, which looks nice. We consider kicking the knight anyway. Can't go here, can't go here. If it goes back, it blocks castling. If it goes to the sides, then you can jump your knight in here and hit his queen and his bishop. If he moves his queen somewhere and you take his bishop, I mean, you could do that, but let's just develop. I want to bring a new piece in the game, create this d5 idea. So he just long castles. Do we have d5 or not? Also, we can do this because his knight's pinned. If we do this, this hangs though. So we have moves. Let's check them out. If we push the pawn, our king's still in the center, but if we push the pawn and he counters our bishop, we get a knight. It hits the queen. I feel like this wins material. Even though it looks like we're not castled, our king is here and he has two pieces, because we have the knight defending the queen and the king, I don't think he has anything. I think this works for us. So he goes e5, putting a pawn in the center, opening his bishop, but ignoring this. So doesn't that lose a piece? Because my queen is defended twice, which is the whole key to this variation. Otherwise it would be almost checkmate. You would lose. Okay, so he takes, but this, okay, so this is losing for him for 1000% for sure now. He's hitting our bishop. We can check or pawn, take the pawn. We don't have a queen, so it's not like the check is going to lead to some, you know, you bring the queen in, checkmate. So you might as well take the pawn and defend. Okay, so let's take the pawn and defend. We're now just up a clean piece. He develops while giving a check, but this encourages us to get the turn back for free. He counterattacks saying, you get a piece, I get a piece, but I'll just move or defend while taking stuff. You could move your bishop and his bishop is still hit and the pawn is still hanging, but he can move it back and defend. Let's take the free stuff in the center. There's no queens. I'm not worried about being too greedy here. And now when he hits the knight, we at least pick up a bishop, so we're not like losing anything. Do we have a better move than taking his bishop? Probably not, so let's take it. He takes, and now we can move this bishop, finally. Here or here? Maybe here because you have this cool hole, which you don't need. I feel like this, you do get the check, but who cares about a check at this point? Let's just bring it back. It's now on an outpost, unassailable by pawns. His bishop is hit. We're up a bishop and a pawn, 4 points of material. We're going to develop our piece. Well, not there because it gets hit, but we'll develop our pieces. Or maybe we'll put our knight there. We'll castle. Wait, did we move our king? No, right? Yeah, we could still castle. He lifts the rook. Maybe he wants to double. The downside... Hello? You forgot all about the bishop because we went down this long sequence of moves where the bishop was hanging for like 5 moves in a row. He completely forgot about it. So now we can take it. And even if he doubles, this guy is protected by him, so... As well as the rook, once I move. So now we're up 7 points of material. The game is over, and hopefully, model resigns. And you can see, yeah, sure my knight's on d1, which might look ridiculous. Sure I didn't castle, but it doesn't matter. Chess, you don't win a chess game by castling. You win it by getting a winning position. I don't even want to say you win it by checkmate because a good player doesn't let you checkmate them until you don't win it by checkmate. You win it by getting a winning position, some type of win condition. That will inevitably lead to checkmate. So I don't know what he's thinking about unless he's just stalling because he's pretty mad. As there are no moves in the position. None of this does anything, so there's no point in playing. I guess we'll go through the game since he might be stalling. So we develop the knight and threaten e4. He stops us. We play f3, re-preparing e4, right? It's not just bishop harassment. If he doesn't stop e4, okay, he moved. So he just doubled the rooks, and I'm going to make the most natural developing move for free, and it adds another layer of defense. Not that it needed it. Once I castle, that will be even more, another rook defending. Okay, so he moves to the side, hitting our bishop, but our bishop is a solid piece defended by a pawn, protected by a pawn. It's a beautiful thing to see. He's not just pushing random pawns. I mean, I'm going to develop my rook and aim at the king. I'm going to ignore what he's doing. A lot of you guys would automatically take the pawn, which helps his knight or his structure. A lot of you would automatically push, which does create a passed pawn but blocks your bishop. And we're up 7 points of material, so develop a piece and create threats. So he stops it with the rook. That's fine. We're up so much stuff, we'll take it. He has to take with the knight. Right? Right, guy? Right, guy? Take the rook with the knight. There you go. Okay, so now you have infinite moves. You can just lift your king because it's an endgame. You don't need to castle. You can take the pawn. You can push the pawn. You can give this check. You can move the knight. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna give the check. Throw his king further in the corner. Now I'm going to take this pawn. Now my bishop's here. Again, you can do whatever you want. bunch of winning moves. He takes, I take. He can try to win a piece. We can defend it. He can attack us. We can give a check. So he goes here. I don't know, some checks, some random threats. Let's just give it checks so we get the turn back and don't have to calculate. I'm going to just trade everything and make life easy. Move 24, we haven't moved our king. So he blocks the check with a pawn. That's fine. We'll just develop the knight. We just have a bunch of stuff loose and hanging that he can attack in different ways. But we're up 8 points of material. I could blunder all my pieces and it doesn't even matter. Well, not all of them, but, you know, 2 of them. So let's see what he does. He moves the knight and attacks one of them. It's something. Okay, we'll just drop it back, but now it's on a defended square, so he has no more tactics regarding this bishop. These guys are hanging, but he can't even double hit them. And I guess I'll just lift my king and throw my rook somewhere next. Depending on what he does. He is really holding on. Okay, he goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to hit the knight and triple stack so he can win something. He refuses to win material. I'm going to lift my king and make 4 pieces in a row. He moves and hits my bishop. We'll just bring it back. Let him take it. He attacks this. Bring it back. We'll throw our rook on the d file. Or he's hitting our bishop. We'll just defend it. He's forking us. We'll just defend it. Oh, this guy's annoying. I guess I should just stop playing around if he's just going to do this. Like, he's just wasting time. None of this can ever work or do anything. He's only improved my position significantly. So let's create some threats to end the game. Get the knight in there, and now this guy is a banger. Feel free to keep going back and forth. See, now if you're black in a position like this, and I'll just take the knight. You resign, and then you analyze the game so you can get better faster instead of wasting your time in a position like this, which will not help you get better. Playing worse positions you definitely want to do. But wasting your time playing a position like this, there's nothing to be gained. So he's almost checkmated. We just need to close this square off. So let's throw in this pawn move to create the net that we need for checkmate. And he put himself here. He created the net himself, and he can't even leave it because even if he moves his king over, we still checkmate him. So he would have to defend that square. Let's see if he notices that he's about to be checkmated or not. He does not notice, and so we finally end the game. And I don't know where we left it. Maybe here. Either way, we're threatening e4 when we play f3. That's why I didn't immediately go e3 in this position or bring the bishop out, because f3 prepares e4 if he doesn't stop us with knight f6. So he should have played it, didn't play it. So we got it in. plus 1.6, just like that. He goes back, we develop a piece for free um, towards the center, and then immediately plus 2.8, and it looks like black has done natural, you know, develop the queen, prepare a long castle, 2 pieces out, but I talk about this a lot in my videos. He has no pawn presence in the center, and so that means you might get steamrolled. In this case, I pin the knight, and he's about to get steamrolled. Whether he moves the queen or the king, he's still in the pin because of the other one. So putting your queen here was actually a fatal mistake, creating a double pin. So anyway, it's plus 2.8. He simply just castles, plus 3.6. We don't just castle and lose our advantage. We seize the I mean, you're still better, but we seize the opportunity and immediately hit the knight. Plus 3.6. No matter what he does, he hangs the knight. He takes the queen, force move. He takes the pawn, force move. We gotta go somewhere. And it's plus 4. The game is over, just like that. No matter how this position looks to you, you have to know it's winning, so who cares? He gives us a check. Free improving move. And then he tries to be cheeky, but you don't want to lose this bishop for no reason. If you move it, you get to keep your threat, so just, you could bring it back. Nice and easy. But we see an even better move. Take and defend for free. He hits it, force move, plus 5. And now our bishop's hanging, so force move. And then he hangs his bishop, so plus 7. Develop for free. Force move. Develop for free. Plus 8. Free stuff, because trades are winning. Free improving move. Free stuff. Free stuff. And then the rest of the game is just a joke. Him just moving around. It's plus 9. You know, there's nothing you can do against all these pieces. You should be able to win here from white. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully you can see how even when we start off with the Jobava London, and it looks like we're about to get into it, we still go for the center. And only if he stops us are we going to transpose. So now you can see my strategy for the center. Try it in your games. Good luck in your chess. Goodbye.